Like what Godwin shared, my name is Brandon Thompson, and I've been given the great honor of giving the opening remarks for the 6th Annual Black History Month's Community Celebration. I hope you're all as excited for tonight as I am. The Black History Month's Community Celebration annual event started in 2020, and it's grown over the years. And now we're here tonight celebrating everything Black 6 years later, which is just wonderful to see. When I was asked to give the opening remarks again, I immediately said yes, because I love this event and know these types of events are so important. But what was I going to talk about? Last year I gave the opening remarks and I talked about the history of this event and the impact it has on a Black person living in Athens and our need to protect it. The year before that, I was part of a panel of Black community members who gave their experiences being in Athens. And 2 years before that, I was asked to give the keynote address for the event where I shared some stories publicly for the first time about my experiences going through Athens City Schools. So today, with the time I have up here, I wanted to share what I hope is either a reminder, guidance, or a wake-up call to all of you about where we are and where we are going. You're at a Black History Month event right now, so I'm going to assume you're down with Black people in some way. Maybe because you are one, or maybe because you know the magic we bring and want to see more of it, or maybe you're required by your job or club to be here. Either way, I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to try and not make this political, but it would be impossible to talk about what is happening without mentioning the coordinated assault our new administration has had on Black people, trans people, immigrants, etc. It's very clear that the government wants to make life for me and people who look like me extremely hard. They want you to believe that race is not an issue anymore, that talking about race and our differences only creates division. They want to do away with the cultural awareness days. No more MLK Day, no more Pride Month, no more Juneteenth, no more affinity groups at workplaces. What is going on in this country? How is this possible? I'll tell you how this is possible. It's called hate and it's called fear, and it is not new. The country was sadly built on these fundamentals. America has been built to uplift whiteness at all costs, and America has done a pretty good job of continuing this trend. These executive orders have stripped so much away in just a month. And guess what? A lot of our neighbors are okay with it. A lot of us don't really know what to do about it. A lot of us don't think it's a big deal. We have Beyonce, Kendrick Lamar, Lizzo, Oprah, Megan Thee Stallion, Obama, Denzel Washington, Snoop Dogg, he did the Olympics, Dr. Dre, the Super Bowl. We love these people, they've done well, they're thriving. Why can't everyone else do just like them, be like them? Those are the arguments people are making. But let me remind you that the existence of Black excellence does not mean the erasure of anti-Black racism. Black people have always been excellent in whatever we do. Let's be honest. We invented like every genre of music, rock, rap, house music, country, R&B, punk, jazz. Yeah, we did that. We've excelled in the classroom. Black women make up the most amount of bachelor degrees granted in this country. We excel in most sports. We have Black Wall Street and Rosewood and countless other prosperous neighborhoods and businesses. And you know what? White people burned it all down. And that's what's happening right now. People who love whiteness are burning it all down again and with increased intensity. And a reminder to all that you do not have to be white to participate in whiteness. Anyone can do it. So what do we do about it? Well, I'm glad you asked. I am scared. I'm scared for my kids. I'm scared for my parents. I'm scared for my people. I'm scared for you. I don't believe there is some silent majority of mostly white people who want to do right by Black people out there. You can feel however you want, but time and time again, the majority of white people have gotten the issue of race wrong. Don't believe me? Go look at Martin Luther King Jr.'s approval ratings. Look at America before the Civil Rights Movement. Look at America now when it comes to Black Lives Matter reparations. Can't even get a proper study approved to even show how much we could possibly be talking about in reparations. Because again, America can be hateful and America can be scary. But guess what? You and I don't live in DC with the politicians. Thank God for that. We live here in Athens, Ohio, and we can make changes here where we live. The problems in America are so big and can feel so fear-inducing all the time. What if this happens? What about this? How to protect my loved ones from harm? I talked to my dad about this when the first wave of executive orders came down, and I shared that I thought this was the worst moment in my life as a Black person as far as progress being erased. I went on and on with examples of how this will be dismantled and can't be put back together. All the direct assaults of anti-Blackness and white mediocrity that is being appointed to positions of power within the government with the sole directive of restoring many mediocre, underperforming white men to the top of the mountain. And you know what my dad said? Yeah, but we've been here before. We got through it. I wanted to swing on him. I was so mad at first at how dismissive he seemed with his answer, and to me. But then I thought more about what he was really saying. He was saying, we have already survived. And then I read an article that really helped me, and it read, Every species has a biological imperative for survival. That survival has always been known as collective. It has always been known to span across beings and across time. It is perhaps the greatest flaw of the beautiful human mind that allows us to believe that we are the only exception in the world to this, that our survival is individual. I had never really heard this before, but this next part really hammered home what it was saying. We are not individuals. Even within ourselves, we are organs and tissues and blood. We have 37 trillion cells. The collective that we are in, our own bodies, needs food, water, and other basic things. It does not know what we do for work, does not know what car we drive, does not know who is president. When the collective needs are met, and only when the collective needs are met, will our needs be met. And it never works the other way around. One thing I've been doing during these past few years has been removing problematic people from my life, but also nurturing real relationships with people I have hard conversations with. People have called me in, people have turned me on to new ideas, people different from me. One of the best things that happened when the president was inaugurated was I learned who my people are. The people who screamed into the abyss with me. The people who reached out. The people who asked me, what are we gonna do? Athens is a small place. We all kind of know each other. My physical therapist, who I just met, was friends with a kid I rode with back in college 20 years ago. My doctor did my wrist surgery, has a son who plays cards with my brother. Mrs. Hall, who helped me start AGD, was my typing teacher. It's incredibly ridiculous how small Athens is, how many connections many people have here. But what are those connections? How often do people disappear from your lives when they disappear online? How many people do we interact with in internet spaces every day, more than with some friends and family? And yet, if one day we're to lose that login, or a platform were to go away, those people would cease to exist to us. How many people have you marched with at a protest, whose face you can recognize in an instant, yet you don't know their names? How many people have you attended rallies or a community meeting with, yet you never attend one of their gigs or birthday celebrations? How many people do you see at this event year after year, but you've never seen them in a social space? I'm realizing that all we have is each other. And if all we have is each other, then we have to make sure that we really have each other. We protect our connections not just with sharing our contact information. We protect our connections by intentionally building a relationship that is more than just accidental or transactional. We protect our connections by learning how to care for each other. We protect our connections by investing in healing skills and practices. We practice our connections by committing to accountability and in conflict resolution. We protect our connections by being vulnerable and learning about ourselves and each other. Nothing will happen unless the needs of Athens are met. People need to be cared for. They need to be seen. They need to feel real human connection. People need to show up. And guess what? None of this work is easy. I'm worried Athens is going to look very different in a few months with these bills coming down the pipeline. Our gerrymandered state is calling for a halt of everything we've worked for. No division of diversity and inclusion, no women's center, no multicultural center, no pride center. We need to be ready to support each other if we lose these wonderful institutions at Ohio University. They may not function like they used to, but the services and support they offer will still be needed more than ever. The people who they have built relationships with and cared for will need to be supported. Please step out of your comfort zone. Are you worried for your future? Are you worried for your kids' future? Good news is that the City of Athens has our first DEI coordinator, Lacey Rogers. Lacey, are you here somewhere? There she is right there. I was going to ask you all to give a big round of applause. I'm sure you did that. Lacey has been in so many different meetings and is a wealth of knowledge on these issues and is doing this work right now as well. And will continue to do this work regardless of what happens in the next few months, which is hopeful. I urge anyone here who is interested in racial equity work to get to know her. Send her an email. Meet her for coffee. Find out what she needs to do to amplify her work. Another thing you can do is stop spending money with places that are stripping their DEI initiatives. Shop at Walmart, shop somewhere else. Or just split it up. Find what you need at other places and get the rest at Walmart. All these businesses didn't start or stop their initiatives because they thought they were great. They did it because they thought they'd make more money. Well, please show them that actions have consequences and take your money elsewhere. If you're not sure what to do with your money, just give it to me. I'll gladly spend it for you. Another thing you can do is support Black people doing things in this town. Mike Carson owns the Shack and Carry Out uptown. Bam Brothers right next door for haircuts. Double Groovy off East State Street for hair care needs. Ma Betts on Columbus Road for jerk chicken and plantains. Ronnie Gibbons, who runs the Rhythm and Food food truck. Dr. Michael McCary at the Pride Center. Dr. Russell Morrow, Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion. Lisa Flowers at OU, Mount Zion. Ian Butcher of Advanced Chiropractic and Butcher Bites. Iris Butcher of Wellness Massage. Tia James with OU Athletics. And Aaron Thomas of A-Rock Entertainment. where these are just a few of the black people I can rattle off that could use your support. Or you can go support season 2 of the Heroes in Color movie series that's happening every Friday during Black History Month at Athens Middle School. We'll be showing Blade 2, my favorite movie of all time, this Friday, and we'll be showing the 1980s classic The Last Dragon next week. These movies are free and have been tons of fun. Something else you can do is ask your student if they thought of joining the anti-racism group at the high school. We meet every Wednesday during 2nd and 3rd AC in her room. We have a myriad of discussions. I do not know of another space in the high school where so many voices of color and other diverse voices can be heard than in this space. If you're in the middle school, consider the Bulldogs being better bystanders that meets during ACs on Friday. You hear many of our students from that group last year joined the anti-racism group, and we've had many great discussions this year. All these are small, but they add up. I am so glad you're all here. We have such a great night for you. Otis and company are about to come to stage, where they are here, and they will perform a few numbers for you. WOUB is here to share their video. Mount Zion will be sharing some updates. Athens Black Contemporary Dancers are here. Members of the Divine Nine are also here, and then we will hear from Dr. Gibbs, who's been very supportive of all this over the years. Thanks for hearing me out, and I look forward to having another great Black History Month celebration at the Athens Middle School. Thank you so much.